do.
Underway with the pistol round, though, and this is actually really bizarre. PACT have gone for this super heavy mid-B defense. They're pushed right into the tunnels. They will find facecrack, but off of this contact, facecrack will relay this information, and that'll give bankaPEPSI the clear indication that the A site's empty.
Well, off they go. Bielany, he sees them cross, but he can't really stop them now as they commit to the attack. There's a bit of damage done by bnox, who tries to follow it up. Eventually able to shut down Problem, and he continues to try and lead this attack. However, Kalinka, he swarms center slightly, leaving it onto zywoo and LIME. LIME good for one, digs down the second, tries to turn in time. Only he too falls, and for PACT, that'll be the opening as they go 1-0 up.
We'll see that defuse come in. Really nice retake there from PACT. I was actually a little bit worried for them when I saw they were leaving that A bomb site open, but the B aggression worked out really nicely. Okay, holding on to this angle. Does take some contact. Flash going in. That buys him a bit of time and space, but he swings just afterwards. Kalinka's able to find both headshots. That's going to open up this B bomb site. Surely no shot at a retake here. Mad Dog's pack should probably make this safe call, and they have. They're going to get the hell out of there. And you know, Kramer, I think the reason that I don't even want to cast Valorant isn't even because like it's a bad game or I don't see the opportunity there or anything. It's just because I'm lazy. I just don't like making new friends. Quite happy, quite complacent where I am right now. Don't want to have to make new friends and contacts. Don't want to have to learn a new game. Just lazy
at the moment. And it's something that I found as well, which is something I implore you.
Damage dealt though as counter util flying. MINISE, a very tough angle here. He's only going to see the top of the head as they start to creep through, and the flash is forcing him back even further. Bielany taking down Kalinka though. MINISE actually connects with that first, trying to get one through the box. Can't quite hit it. It's zywoo to follow up with the kill. 3 versus 2. Still a chance here for bankaPEPSI, but the retake's hot on their heels, and they need to try and find better positions. And zywoo, oh my goodness, how has he just got away with that?
I think the player on long has really given them a false sense of security, and well, they have it. bnox timing saves him, and with that, we're going to see PACT go for their seconds. And yeah, I don't know how he got away with that either, considering bnox was so late to attack there.
We see this defuse coming in. PACT, they do take that second, and yeah, bankaPEPSI was kind of bizarre. He needs to find himself 2 kills in this scenario, but with only an MP9, I'm not too confident.
As we prepare the defense once again. Flash goes out, there's a swing, facecrack first of all, Kalinka, he's able to trade, and well, that's the issue with going through long doors. You kind of have to do it one by one to make sure you're not collated, and as the others go up short, so it means that lunAtic has to deliver. This shot by means Kalinka can hit a wonderful shot, leaving them in the 4-on-2, that nailing center site, and while it will definitely harass the members of bankaPEPSI, it won't kill them.
C4 being tapped in for PACT. It's got to be a save call. Bielany and Darko say, right, we've got no chance.
I'm interested to see if...
Likely 8th for bankaPEPSI. And from that point, they can really start to snowball and take a double-digit half. Oh, that is brilliant.
Problem. 2 very nice openings. And well,
lunAtic. Hoping he can survive here. They are on a bit of a hunt for him. Needs to get this bomb planted, though. There we go. Finally goes down. Darko will be maybe the man on the menus, just tucked into this left corner. Facecrack, quite preoccupied, though. Not going to check his left side as Kalinka finds him. That's Darko's cue to swing. But now they know exactly where he is, and zywoo too quick to the trigger. Double up set up here for PACT. This has to work for them. bnox actually stares right at his opponent, but they're both fully blinded. Neither react. It's LIME finally to find it. Good flashbang from Problem there to take out bnox. Darko not expecting Kalinka to creep up on him through the smoke like that. Facecrack almost wins the duel on short. Gets Bielany down to very, very low health. But it's not enough to find the kill. Kalinka still continuing to wreak havoc here, though, in mid. I think this should be another bankaPEPSI.
Having the other 4, having the util around it as well. Might make their lives a bit easier, but he's risky it in lower here. Significantly so, actually.
Oh, Bielany finds Kalinka. Problem instantly trading it, though, and the C4 still yet to go down. It looks like they're going to backtrack off it. Throw the flash onto B. Fake MINISE, who now thinks that he knows exactly what's up, and he does. This is an incredible read. He might be able to catch them out. Sees them jumping up. Connects the first. Looking for the second. Doesn't think he's crossed yet. Should hear these steps coming up short, though, surely.
I think that molly, that's for sure. Damn, into the 1v1 now, and suddenly MINISE is a very winnable circumstance here. With that bomb going down, There's that molly. There's that nade to make his life easier over in CT.
Ooh.
Though MINISE sits the 1v2. bankaPEPSI, I can't help but think they were being a bit too clever there, Josh.
Yeah, sometimes you overcomplicate things. Had they have just sent it out on that B site and played together, they probably would have had that. But trying to backtrack through mid, it's read by MINISE and it isolates them. As soon as that first kill's found on the box, very, very happy with that clutch that he's managed to pull off.
And for another engagement.
For this default setup, trying to poke a little bit towards the B site here, though. If lunAtic falls, then the B site's open for business, but he doesn't. He's harder than that. A solid defense. facecrack finds an opening there towards short, and this does confuse PACT a little bit. A key shot missed by MINISE. It's a difficult one up close like that, but now they have the information on Bielany, and they can just get onto this A-bomb site. The issue is they've actually left the C4 behind. Once again, it's another one of these scenarios where CPower's got to run all the way back and get it, but luckily... Maybe you paid attention in school.
Oh, right. I was still hiding with that, but I did a little bit more than you did, and Problem just annihilated darko. That was rough.
Yeah, perfect read that he's going to be close in that smoke, but lunAtic turning it around. 4 versus 2. JIaYm and kalinka regrouping. Want to work up short right now. Does spot out the man in mid, but not expecting multiple targets. And was kalinka.
Very messy attack from him, and I mean, peeks out. Now he's in trouble. Here are the flashes. Here's the attack, and while he desperately calls for a rotation, darko finishes the job for his teammate zywoo. He's to his dink down, and with that, PACT, they've secured a bomb site. zywoo through the smoke does kill Bielany, but we've seen how tough this B site is to retake.
It's going to be really difficult. I mean, it's a 4-on-4. There's not really a lot to lose, so they are going to go for it. bnox on a single point of health. I mean, he's pretty low as well, and kalinka's got a kit, so they have got time to work with. Couple of flashes to pop over the top. lunAtic manages to play anti and turn it, though. CPower losing his life early. facecrack good for 1 more. Actually finds himself 2, but now he's left in this 1 versus 2 situation. There's surely no hope for him. That bomb ticking away faster and faster. He's not been able to retrieve the falling kit. The reaction shot onto mid. But I don't remember it.
Yeah, I feel like being an embassy is a really cool job. Well, bankaPEPSI, this is a really cool round. There's facecrack for 2. He's got kalinka to assist him, and as they swarm MINISE, eventually he falls to the line with that AK. Bielany out on mid, Mac 10 in hand. I mean, he sees one of the deagles, but he doesn't have the bomb anywhere near him. May not matter at this point. This Problem just swings out. He'll eventually die. Bielany, do we see a knife kill?
Ooh.
No, we don't. That's an insane game sense, actually, but... with that, he may just have to go back off and save the weapon, as bankaPEPSI really should be making 11 off the back of that. And yeah, I think working in an embassy would be so exciting, Josh.
I think there's all sorts of like funky rules around embassies, aren't there, which makes it exciting because if you're if you're in an embassy, even if you're in a foreign country, British embassy, then you could hide there and like you wouldn't be a criminal there, kind of thing. I suppose there's cool stuff like that.
Yeah, that's exactly what happens.
And this is your last chance to place a bet on a game here in the EDC wildcard. Well, I mean, the next map potentially will be, as it's the final game of the tournament. CPower, big opening kill. Bielany's able to trade it, though. So we come into the 4-on-4. He does grab himself a Galil, but the lack of Kevlar is going to be a real problem. As soon as he takes a hit, that crosshair is going to go sky high.
As Bielany shuts down kalinka, falls into the 4-on-3. PACT prepare their execution. Let's get deployed. And if bankaPEPSI win this round, we are going to see a very one-sided game here. As their spam is perfect. facecrack onto Bielany, has lunAtic to trade. But JIaYm, that's a wonderful kill now. We'll be now when lunAtic will deploy that smoke. He'll just plant safe and bnox gets ready to swing. There's lunAtic for the 1. JIaYm in a 1 with a Glock.
He's just not facing yet. And now he'll jump spot. He's getting all of the information.
Oh
my goodness.
God.
JIaYM's actually run out of time. He's played that horrendously. He's actually played that horribly. That's
just
a
lost
real
to
shame.
Glock. That is just murder. Similarly to how you do it to your best mate. Except you just, you have to do what they say. The reason being,
it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, the reason being because Israel is hated by pretty much every country around it. There are so many like hits and bounties that are on any soldier that it's just safer.
Fair enough. I thought it would be some kind of like no man's more important or something, but no, that makes a hell of a lot more sense. Just like if you're a high-ranking officer, the last thing you want to be doing is wandering around in your high-ranking uniform and putting a target on your head.
Exactly.
bankaPEPSI. This has been a really good round. Bielany seems to have an idea that someone's close in that corner, but Problem's actually too smart for that.
Eco means they hit 15, and then it's 57 lead. That's so hard to get rid of. But least though, that's a very nice opening.
I know that he's playing at a different level to what he did back in Forza, but facecrack's actually having a really good game so far, and he had a really good game yesterday as well. The series against Entropic Prague, he was putting up some really big numbers. I was very impressed with him, and I don't know, that just kind of surprises me a little bit. Back when he played for Forza, there was a lot of kind of stigma around him and his performance in that team, but here he's doing very, very well. As I say, I know that like the games that they've been playing recently have been of like a slightly lower caliber opponent, but PACT are a good side, and he seems to be doing very well. MINISE, big headshot there onto Kalinka. Problem. Oh, working their way through. Oh, they've misread this a little bit here. They've both got kits, but CSGO with that AWP hasn't really got the right weapon for this, and there you go. He gets taken down. bankaPEPSI somehow falter in this one once again. I mean,
it's embarrassing, isn't it, how badly they do in these rounds, and they lose every member. Pepsi test their long defense once again here.
Once the push comes out, Kalinka traded 1-for-1, but with an MP9 in that kind of scenario, trading for an AK is fantastic. CSGO holding all through this round. He's been on this angle for about a minute now, and finally it pays off. Darko peeking into him. It's a lightning-fast reaction. Two-man advantage here. Surely no way back in for PACT as bankaPEPSI finally put their foot back down in one of these rounds. Facecrack. Oh, swings a little wide there. Not expecting MINISE behind the blue box. Maybe a chance for PACT to get back into this. 30 seconds left, though. No smoke for the cross. Only 3 flashbangs to be deployed, and 1 goes behind. No one flanking right now. All 3 members focused on cutting off any kind of backtrack. That's LIME in mid. And then the other 2 here to just stop them from crossing. But the flashbang acts better than a smoke, and lunAtic finds both.
That flash was just filthy. LIME in a 1v2, he's got to swing into an AWP. MINISE, uncharacteristic miss, but wow. lunAtic. Bielany ready to commit to the flank. Util gets deployed. But that's right onto these members. LIME through the smoke is good for 1. Kalinka, already on 12 HP, will be fooled by darko. Problem onto Bielany over in lower means that darko's killed to zywoo. Should secure them to the side. The facecrack will try and cancel the plant, and cancel it he does. Darko now a very tough endeavor for him as MINISE assists from short and leaves it all onto Problem, and as he makes a bit of noise on his push, he does have MINISE to hold the angle. As the flash goes out, they swing together, but darko, he's not planted.
Darko really needed to tap in those digits there. Was MINISE just held the cross. Now only down to the pistol. Problem incredibly low on health, but he's worked his way around that smoke and
execution. And there's landing on PACT. bankaPEPSI prepare the follow-up. A little flash goes off. The player in CT expected now when as they swing out. zywoo. This is a shot. Kalinka, he'll fall. Kalinka doubles down though. Back and forth with LIME able to assist it. Puts it into the 3-on-2. And for PACT, plant should come. The mollies though from LIME continue to make their life hell, and as facecrack now comes up from short. He sees the first member. While Messi, he gets the kill. He should see the second. Like that. bankaPEPSI. They take map 1, 16-13.
Well, a nice recovery at the end, I'll be honest. They'd looked a little bit shaky throughout. I wasn't completely impressed. I wasn't completely convinced throughout that second half, but the fact that they were able to take it at the end, we saw a couple of good rounds, really good clutch from Problem in that kind of
reacting and pulsating.
Okay.
That's the only thing that can ever be heard in space.
That's kind of cool. At least it's not completely silent.
I think it's an electromagnetic pulse. But that's the only thing we've ever heard from space. Those pulses. Fair enough. And we have no idea why. The engagement comes in with LIME doubling down once again, and tell you what, Josh, I think this may be a bit of a downhill theme for Mad Dog's PACT here, at least for these next couple of rounds where they just try and get it over with so they can move to their full investment.
I mean, realistically, they're looking to do a bit of damage. The round was the goal at the start of it. Now that goal out of reach, but they do want to find a couple of kills. A flawless round here for bankaPEPSI would be pretty dire here for Mad Dog's PACT. There you go. Should be a freebie there for Bielany. He actually finds one dink onto facecrack, almost up here for PACT since finding that opening. We saw bankaPEPSI time themselves out a couple of times on Dust 2. PACT need to make sure they don't make the same mistake, but a big opening from Bielany gives them a further man advantage.
With a now 2-on-4.
They've got the bomb.
Oh, they do. I was to say, the one thing that goes to the advantage of bankaPEPSI is not only do they have the bomb, more importantly, they have the HP. Now, as one player comes from one flank, there's someone else on the other flank. Line for Bielany. It all falls down to MINISE, and he's trapped in the vents. As he pokes his head up, he's going to have to swing straight into this M4. Problem shuts him down.
4,000 is pretty impressive, especially on this CT side. Gives you a nice little nest egg. Good nade. Doesn't actually connect. It's MINISE to find the opening shot, but LJIaYm there to trade it. If he can double down, it would be huge. If he can fall away, it would be great as well. And kalinka there to follow up, just to support.
Facecrack. Wary of the engagement coming. So that's PACT deploy that util, and oh, the knife! It's perfect! Facecrack on Bielany. Forces it down to the 3-on-2 win for darko. Nice kill from kalinka. Especially as he doubles down to the facecrack now, but problem, he puts an end to that problem with lunAtic in the 1v2. He's got to retrieve the bomb somehow, when I don't think bankaPEPSI have realised they had control of this bomb, but they certainly had the info there on the shoulder peak. lunAtic now gets ready to hold for the swing. Timing doesn't quite favour him there as problem. Fights, they just back off. They get out of there, and well, as they get out of there, remaining members of PACT slowly rotate back to main, where facecrack is ready. He sees the bomb, the darko, while he does trade. He's damaged in the process with such a limited amount of time. Kalinka, an insane round from him there, and just like that, it falls to a collapse. The remaining members of PACT, that being a single man, and MINISE is about to be swarmed, and he's going to be swarmed after time. He just tries to get away, having to cower behind the angle.
A bonus means they'll be on 5k. He either needs to go huge with that sniper and win them the round, or he needs to hold on to it. Brilliant opening from LJIaYm, though, to take up bnox early, and he gets away with his life.
As LJIaYm sees the aggression coming. Can't quite kill them yet, though. lunAtic shuts down Kalinka. Then he's still outside. bankaPEPSI, relatively, they've kind of gone quiet for now.
Let's go from MINISE, though. Does bring the numbers back in their favour. If they pull it off at a round like this, I'm going to be seriously surprised. I mean, 40 seconds left. Start to work their way down. And LJIaYm, he's completely caught off guard. He doesn't think that there's any chance that they can get through the vents. And I think that's a bit of miscommunication on facecrack's part.
Yeah, it must be. Surely. That is a dire one to be in. And as we prepare the follow-up, that comes, and as darko is able to follow, at least in this case, be quite scary.
Bielany, as soon as that piece of util is thrown, Bielany knows that there's now one close to him. Facecrack able to swing and trade, though, before he can slip away. And that molly actually works in their favour, as it's forced to deploy when he dies. 4v4, still an AWP in play for both sides. xsepower versus MINISE. Battle of the Titans that we've seen throughout this series so far, and facecrack just holding that little gap in the edge of the smoke, catching out lunAtic, who gets a little audacious there, thinking that he can go for a play. Really great stuff. This is going to be another round here for bankaPEPSI.
Aggression comes out once again. It's all on to bnox, say, at 1 versus 4, and unfortunately, Josh, I just can't help but think that this has to be shut down very, very soon. Like, facecrack on to bnox.
Bear Grylls.
What a man, eh?
Except for that time that you drank elephant poo. That made me feel a bit sick. That was...
Did he
There's
do
no
that?
need for that. Yeah, he was like, if you're in the desert and there's no water, then you can drink elephant poo. And then he picked up an elephant poo and he drank it. But I feel like there's no need for that. And there's a higher risk than reward in my eyes, because all of that bacteria, you could end up making yourself sick. And then that's even worse. Then you're definitely dead. If you're in a desert and you're dehydrated and then you throw up, that's it. That's the end. So I feel like you're better off holding out
Oh, you're doing an enema.
for some other source of moisture.
Or you're doing an enema.
What's that?
It's where you... I can't honestly.
We need to kind of fix something, or you've just given up and you're just continuing to just kind of throw strats at the game that just aren't working. And there you go, there's another example of it. This desperation push that clearly needed a bit of coordination. They've just run through the smoke and died. Nice headshot from lunAtic, maybe makes this possible, but timing might cut them out, and it does. CSGO, brilliant shot there. Oh, he's actually got the second with the molly as well. So one-on-one.
Bielany, I mean, getting 2 helps, but he's on 22 HP. Facecrack has a pretty good suspicion as to where he is, and look at that read. Bielany, yeah, he's been seen. Facecrack just has to hide and kill him now. Like that. It's 13-1, Josh. 13 to
week for the first couple of games of the EDC main event before we go on to the player break. So definitely worth checking out there and get signed up for parry match whilst there's some time to do so. LJYM, big trade there, brings things back to even, but it's actually a 4-on-3, so a chance here for Mad Dog's PACT to put one on the board. Facecrack negates that advantage, though.
As aggression comes out, LJYM, another kill there, keeps them even. However, this time, Problem is able to give another quick kill as it falls into this 1 versus 2. And honestly, I mean, even if Problem loses it, it doesn't matter. They're 13-1 up, Josh. There is no solution here that saves PACT. They might not even win this.
Yeah, Problem. I mean, he's low on health, but he seems to have a bit of a read here. Not expecting him to be to his left. Now he is. Look at that. bnox. Oh, that's a great molly. That's it. He has to swing. Hits a couple of shots, admittedly, but I love it.
As we prepare the attack. Bielany. Dual barrettes. Good for the first. And as bnox goes down Facecrack, suddenly there might be a bit of a response from bankaPEPSI here as they dive out themselves. Trying to hold. Trying to catch out this side, and as they do so, well, it falls down to LJYM, and as he falls, Cerq now goes to heaven. lunAtic, he finally draws blood onto Problem. Puts it into the 4-on-4, but as the bomb goes down with heaven control, when he's coming up to heaven, he's going to be spotted. There's kalinka to kill him. And now things get very, very scary. kalinka doubles down, and with Facecrack onto one more, it's all onto darko. 1 versus 4. I mean, he's good for the first, but Facecrack, he finishes the job. It turns out to be a 16-3 endeavor from bankaPEPSI, and what has proven to